Welcome to VeloPro, and a very, very warm welcome to new viewers, new subscribers. Today's show is about walnuts and the correlation walnuts has to me. Okay, walnuts are one of my absolute favorite nuts, and the reasons, they're easy to eat. They're wonderfully the flavor. These are grown in northern Spain. There's all different varieties from different countries, but these are northern Spanish walnuts, and they're really sweet and tender, and particularly nutritious and full of vital oils. And I'll leave a link below because they're in the 100% oat cookie recipe, which is in the advanced nutrition playlist. The entire recipe is in there with instructions for you. When this channel gets big enough, I'll put that stuff aside in the velopro.com, but that doesn't exist yet and may not for a while. I would like to talk a little bit about why I produce the show the way I do with the backdrops I use. Well, this is kind of an office, and before I started doing the video blogs, I sat here with my laptop typing away. And I think this is a lot more fun, interactive, and I've actually made new friends, and you know who you are. And that really does mean something. And I know I say it, but it really does. I want to let you know a little bit about me, because this stuff with the patents and stuff, it might be a little misunderstood. If you had a Heisman, well, the first thing you wouldn't do is hide it. You wouldn't, if you had a football trophy, even a high school track trophy, you keep it prominently displayed. I promise you, you do or you should. This is a list of names, but I blocked them because I don't have permission to use names. But this is a project I worked on as a mechanical engineer. I was hired as a mechanical engineer, even though I had an Associate of Science degree, simply because of my technical background and my 10 years in manufacturing. But I built this basically on my desk because we didn't have a lab yet. Let me see if you can see that. It's a desktop project. But you can see that it's just something, a little science project. But we just took Parylene and we made it into a vapor, kind of like steam. And then we put it in this furnace here and we made it into molecules and then zapped the molecules apart into individual atoms. And then later we tried using this dual channel plate that I'd made, but it didn't quite work because the Parylene kept plugging it up. And anyway, that we did wind up using different chemistry, and that did work. But we have so many chemists, and physicists, and plasma physicists, and process engineers, and oh my God, a whole bunch of smart guys. But that's a CAD drawing, of course, an old one. You can tell the technology is a lousy print. That's off of AutoCAD or mechanical desktop or something. Yeah, mechanical desktop. But that's basically what it looks like. And there's no great secret about these things. Here, that's what the patent looks like. I like patents, but they're like Heismans. They're teamwork. It's a race. Other people were trying to do this stuff, you know? It wasn't just us. It's a competitive world out there. Competitive. very competitive. And especially on this one, I told you the story once before. About 5 different groups wanted this. I was hired as a contractor. I wasn't even an employee. I was just a contractor to make this guy because they couldn't do it. They're all PhDs, literally, for literally, but none of them worked in a machine shop. I had bought 3 Eldorado gun drills. I knew exactly how to make that part. I just looked at it and said, gun drill it. And they said, well, no. I said, hire me, then I'll tell you how to build it. Actually, yeah. Hire me, and then I'll tell you how to do it. I think that's what I did. But anyway, it all worked out, and you can see a happy ending. Why am I telling you all this nonsense? It's not nonsense. It's about working really hard. It's about not necessarily being the best racer in the race, but being the most persistent. Not all of us are Bernard Hinault. Some of us actually aren't ever going to be great achievers on a cycle, but we're going to work at it anyway because that's what we do. And it's always like that. And if you give up cycling, if you give it up, you can come back. I've given it up more than once, and I'm back. And I was doing a lot of blogging, and I enjoy this so much more. But I wanted to share with you a little bit about myself because I started all this with a very humble degree. I got my other stuff later on when I moved to other companies. They actually helped me go to school because they like that. Okay, and I had the VA and other stuff. And I was homeless for a whole semester, and I had a choice. I could either work or go to school. I could stay in an apartment or stay in a tent. I stayed in a tent. It's worth it. Sometimes you have a little pain to get a little gain. It's a true story. If you think you're just going to go through life without pain, maybe you will, and I hope you do, but unfortunately most of us actually have to struggle. I mentioned before, I'm not necessarily the fastest guy in the field, but I use my skill and persistence. And that's what this channel is about, especially in my golden years. And I'm not going to keep this channel to my golden years, but I certainly am having fun with it now, and I want you to, and I thank every subscriber and new subscribers with genuine, honest to goodness feeling. I thank you. I'm going to run. We love our Glenn Miller, and we're going to get back. Tonight's feature is Moonlight Serenade. Thanks for listening to my little story. Keep competing.